after Russian airstrikes targeted the country's energy system, causing electricity blackouts. Here in Washington, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken met with Balkan leaders at the State Department on Monday to discuss support for Ukraine. And one of the people who was part of that meeting is the Foreign Minister of Estonia, Margus Tsahkna, and he's with us here in the studio. Foreign Minister, very good to have you with us. I want to start with that meeting with the U.S. Secretary of State talking about support for Ukraine. It comes at a time where the war is essentially at a stalemate. What message did you hear from Secretary Blinken?
First, it's very important that we understand that Ukraine needs rapid support, military support. And I got an understanding that there is a hope that Congress will adopt soon the Ukraine package, because it is very important to get the support from US as well. But European side, we have done a lot now. We have adopted the 50 billion European fund. We have as well put 5 billion euros for the European Peace Facility. So my message was clear as well, that we need to use the Russian frozen assets, and Secretary Blinken was very optimistic about that.
Okay, you said you have hope about Congress here passing further aid to Ukraine, and indeed the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, has indicated that he would like to bring a vote on more funding to Ukraine to the floor here. But they are on a break for 2 weeks now, and we know the situation is critical in Ukraine. Are you worried about the U.S., which is the biggest supporter of Ukraine to now, its ability to pass further aid at this point?
I'm practical, and I understand as well the domestic policy, what is in the U.S., the fight for the presidential elections, and this is understandable. But there is a lot at stake. I mean, as well, the U.S. position as a world leader of freedom. So we can manage a couple of weeks, a month, but for a long run, the U.S. commitment is needed. It's crucial. So as small Estonia, we have proposed as well that every country should put 0.25% of GDP military support per 1 year. And actually this $61 billion is exactly 0.25% of support. So I really do hope that U.S. Congress will make this decision. It's crucial.
And if it doesn't, can the EU fill the gap that the U.S. might leave?
We can feel it right now because we are doing more and more, but for a long run, the question is not only about money, but the question is about the US leadership to support Ukraine militarily, but also politically. So we must understand that there is much more at stake than just Ukraine's future. It is very important as well. But Ukraine is fighting for us, but we in the Baltic region, we say as well, instead of us. So I really do hope that US people understand, and also politicians, that for a long run, this attack, this aggression is against for all of us.
Estonia has announced that it is sending more military aid to Ukraine in the form of artillery, ammunition. What are you hearing from the Ukrainians on what is absolutely needed at this moment?
Yes, Estonia has put in 1.5% of GDP, the military support, and just last week we decided on the governmental level to send the next package of ammunition. And ammunition is what Ukraine needs desperately. It's proportion 1 to 10, even more some cases, and it is impossible to win the war in such conditions, but also to protect the existing territory. So ammunition is crucial.
Do you think at this point, looking at the state of the battlefield in Ukraine, that Ukraine is still able to win this war against Russia?
If we all put in 0.25% of GDP military support, it will altogether be 120 billion of euros per year. And it is enough for Ukraine to push Russia back, because they have will, they have capabilities, they have experience, so they can do it. But without our support, finally, this war will be in Europe, and also it will harm as well the US society.
I want to ask you about Russia's intent here. We spoke to your prime minister here in the program as the Russian election was taking place. Now we see Vladimir Putin again securing another term as expected, appearing emboldened. Are you worried about what that means for Ukraine and for your country, your region, the Balkans?
I cannot call this action what took place as an elections, but it's clear that now Russia has changed as well rhetoric. Now they don't call it anymore the special operation, but it's a war. So we see as well heavy bombings during the last couple of days. The civilian people are just dying. But also I think that we will see the full-scale mobilization in Russia as well. So I think that Putin is not sending these troops all into Ukraine anymore, but also going to re-establish the military capabilities in the other side of our border. A couple of years ago, we saw 120,000 troops ready to go within 48 hours. They are not existing right now. They're sent to Ukraine, but they are going to restore it within the next couple of years.
So just briefly, what does that mean, that he is preparing an attack on NATO members?
There is opportunity for that, but we don't see like immediate capabilities. But NATO test may come, and that's the reason why it's much more cheaper, much more efficient to support Ukraine right now, instead of having this NATO test. But if the NATO test will come, we are ready.
Yeah, well, that is certainly the message you've been sending to the U.S. as well, as you said in your meetings here. Foreign Minister of Estonia, Margus Tsahkna, thank you so much for joining us here on BBC News today. Great to get your insights.
Thank you very much.